Good morning, cousins, and welcome to our live divination ceremony for August 1st, 2026. We are asking, that was awkward. I'm trying to be professional and it's not working. Yeah, this is a live divination ceremony that caters to neurodivergent, black sheep, cycle-breaking queerdos. We are asking specifically, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? My name is Jen Marie. I am an initiated high priestess and sorceress of chaos. I am also an international witchcraft educator, specializing in working with new brooms and shadow work. So, yay. I had a moment right before we went live where I think about what I want to share with you guys in these like brief 5 minutes that I tend to kind of rattle on a little bit to give our cousins with a different relationship with time enough space to get here. You know that thing I do. Thinking about what I want to share with you guys. And we're in this point. And when I say we, I mean the entire ecosystem that is the underground witchcraft community that the Unbound serve. We are about to launch a lot of really big things that are going to drastically change everything. And I know that that sounds really vague, but for me to sit and tell you all of the things is going to take a lot of time. And though that's exciting, we have had to actually create another platform for us to be able to do that. So coming soon in the next few weeks, as soon as we get the recording studio finished here at Weirdbrook, we're going to be doing a podcast called The Rise of the Wayward, where Morgana and I try to keep you in the loop as to what's going on in this massive international community that is doing these really big things to support not just this international community, but our local communities as well. So that's exciting. We don't have an exact date of launch yet, but it's probably going to be before the end of the month or right around the end of the month. So that's cool. But we've already got a podcast called Wisdom in the Weave, and that we are recording this afternoon, actually. In 2 hours from now, we're going to be recording Wisdom in the Weave, and that is where the Unbound Witches of Bright and Dark, they are experts in helping neurodivergent black sheep cycle-breaking queerdos repair their relationship with their life and their practice. And it's a space where you can come and ask questions about your life and your practice and get the support that you're needing and kind of get to know us as well. So that's happening in a couple hours. So consider this an invitation for you to come and check that out too. If you're curious about when we're doing these live recordings, because The Rise of the Wayward will also be recorded live, you're going to want to go into the app space that we created, and that is at community.brightanddark.org, and you can RSVP to any of the events that you're wanting to participate in. There are so many free and public resources through this app space that was built by a bunch of autistic witches. So there, a bunch of autistic, overachieving, talented, and gifted witches. making a space for us all to call home and for us to connect and establish systems of mutual aid and share information. Shall we get to shall we get into it? Yeah. All right. See, this is me like considering. So, one thing that has happened in this last week is we finally got the mission statement put together for our coven, this international coven that I keep talking about. And I kind of want to read that to you. And I keep thinking, oh, well, is this place? Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to do it, guys. I'm going to read this to you because I have a captive audience and I do what I want. So, you guys want to hear the mission statement for my coven? This is not in this. It's going to take me just a second, but it's worth it. Mhm. It's right here. Okay. So, this is the mission statement. Those of you that are enrolled in Foundations, Foundations is the initiation process and program for this coven. When you get through Foundations, you are sent an invitation to initiate into the coven. And this is what you would be initiating into. The Spellcrafters Guild is an international matriarchal coven of neurodivergent witches united by the belief that witchcraft is both a personal practice and a collective act of liberation. We gather across borders, identities, and lived experiences to reclaim the wisdom that has long been dismissed, silenced, or erased by systems of capitalism, patriarchy, and other structures of domination. Rooted in the living magical tradition outlined in the Grimoire of the Ungovernable, we walk a path designed for those who have lived at the margins, for the misunderstood, the rebellious, the visionary, the caregiver, the activist, and every soul who has been told they are too much or not enough. We recognize that what society often names as difference can also be a profound source of insight, resilience, and magic. Our work is guided by mutual aid rather than hierarchy, shared wisdom, and a continual education rather than dogma. We believe that every witch is both a student and a teacher, and that our collective knowledge grows stronger through curiosity, critical thought, lived experience, and the willingness to evolve. We practice magic that is embodied, accessible, and responsive to our lived experiences. We honor the cycles of nature, the wisdom of our ancestors, the realities of disability and neurodivergence, and the necessity of adapting our practice to meet the needs of the present moment. Ours is a living path that grows with every practitioner who walks it. We are committed to building communities where every member is valued, supported, and empowered to flourish. Through ritual, study, service, creativity, and fellowship, we strengthen one another's capacity to heal, to resist oppression, and to imagine better ways of living together. Our mission is not simply to practice and explore magic, but to understand and embody it in our own unique way. To create a world where liberation is sacred, care is revolutionary, and diversity is our greatest strength. So, that's the mission statement for our coven. It is a challenge to create a mission statement, a unified statement of such a diverse community. You have to dial in, okay, where are the points that we can agree on? Where do we agree without diluting our personal practice? And I think that we nailed it. I think we nailed it, guys. So there, very exciting things. Um, I'm going to get on with it and do what I do to prepare my system for divination. And then I'm going to pull some tarot cards and then we're going to do this. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one, for my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. Now we make a declaration of intention. I choose now, in this moment, to align with my whole self, to pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. All right. Let's do some divination. Grab your decks and spread them, witches. A lot of floaties in my tea today. Apparently, I thought it was important that you know that. I'm actually really looking forward to what we get today in this reading. I tell you guys all the time that these readings apply to me as well, just as much as they apply to you. It's collective, and I'm not above this stuff. uh, and I'm really curious what is up today because of how much is going on today. The patient moon. Yeah, it's the patient moon uh, in August. Not necessarily about patience. It's very surface. And it is going to be very pokey for a lot of us. Yeah, that's Bax. That's Baxter on the bed. Mm. Being cute. You guys can see him there. Shuffle one more time. Where does our attention need to be? The Eight of Wands reversed. So I'm going to read the prompt that's written on that card so that I'm not influencing your initial interpretation of what this card means to you. Okay. You may think you have an idea or plan in mind, but you're trudging ahead too quickly. Don't rush into something head first. Be sure you finish a project before jumping into the next. You may also be experiencing some sort of delays despite having the energy and enthusiasm to get things going. Take a breath and try to find ways around those challenges without getting frustrated. And the upright is you're busy, but this is a great thing. You're productive and making great strides. Strike while the iron is hot. Removing distractions and devoting yourself entirely to an activity or opportunity will propel you even closer to your goal. Be mindful of where your energy needs to be placed and use it wisely. This is good. So allow yourself to feel into that. If your guides are using this card to communicate a facet of your relationship with your life, what are they talking about? Yes, Baxter's my familiar. So he follows me everywhere. Everywhere. It's the cutest thing, I gotta say. I really love it. He definitely helps with that wounding of needing to be chosen, you know? He definitely chooses me in really, like, cute and adorable and wonderful ways. He's also blind, and we forget that because he's so good at navigating his environment. In fact, the first couple of years, nobody believed me when I told them that I thought that he was blind. Uh, and the vet just, like, confirmed it this last year, so I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, but yeah, he's a remarkable creature for sure, and he's my guardian of all things. My guides keep saying that he's an assassin, like, he is a next level predator. But I don't believe necessarily that it is of the physical world. Uh, so, are we ready to get into the card? Heather, I'm right in the same boat with you about what this card is kind of like poking on for me. Yeah, this was the 8 of Wands reversed, Helby. Um, so just to apply this to my person, like my life, what I'm doing, um, I'm always saying I've got a lot going on, right? And it's really important to know when to direct my attention toward what, right? Rather than just kind of being a butterfly, choosing to be a laser beam about it sometimes. And butterflies are great. Butterflies are great. They have their time and place. But um right now is requiring that laser beam energy of choose something and pour yourself into it, right? And if you're thinking, "Oh, I should be pouring myself into this," but you keep, experiencing these, like, setbacks in one way or another, try putting your attention towards something else. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you chose the wrong one, and what you're actually needing to do is finish up an old task before pouring all of your attention into this new thing. And there is like something to that, right? So if your life is calling for laser beam energy, right, where you need to devote yourself entirely to something and pour yourself into it, this is that like ADHD hyperfixation kind of thing. Sometimes the task at hand requires that. But you can't do that if you have part of your mind on something else still, like some kind of should that you need to take care of before you can fully invest in this. So, in what ways can you take a beat and finish up, close up some of these like other projects so that you can fully invest in this thing that you're really inspired about? And that's applies really well to what I'm doing today because Morgana and I are working on a project that the deadline is today. So in ADHD fashion, we're pouring ourselves into the project and that needs to get done before I invest more time in renovating the recording studio that we're doing. which is very important. It's an important thing to do. But this project that we're doing today does require laser beam attention, and as much as we can do to like put ourselves into that. Okay. Ooh, Heather, that's good too. Heather says they were talking recently about the grief involved with completion, and it seems relevant. Yeah. Sometimes we actually subconsciously are putting something off because we're in avoidance of that right there. If I finish that, like I've worked on this for so long, it's become a part of my identity. And if I finish that, who am I? Right? What do I do now? And now's a good time to look to see if there's any of those things as well. Is there anything that you're subconsciously kind of putting off finishing because you've got your identity or self-worth wrapped in it in some way? Or you're resistant to grieving process? Heather, you're right. Going into that laser beam is exhausting. And it's really important for us to remember that if your life and guides are requiring that laser beam focus, you got to set yourself up for it. You, as the advocate for your system, need to be responsible for your mind, body, and spirit and do things like if you know you're going to have a day that you're going to pour yourself into a hyperfixation, that's when you have three beverages at hand. You have snacks. This is that charcuterie board kind of dynamic. Make sure that you have food that is easy to access, that you are resting, you're taking naps. Even if you're not sleeping, just going into that mode of what is it, the velvety blackness, just allowing yourself to drift for a little bit so that you're not just fully in it. I my autism leans into monotropia. So I get it. I get that the laser beam focus can take everything out of you. Uh, so plan for it. Plan for it. And if you know I'm going to be laser beam focused today, I need a recovery day if you can. Okay. Now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that's influencing our ability to go from butterfly to laser beam. Well, the 7 of Cups reversed. So this is the card. I'm going to read this. Yes, a recovery day is a need. It's not a want. It's not a pleasure or a luxury. It's a necessity. We've been taught that rest is a luxury from being raised under capitalism, but that doesn't make it real. Just because you were taught that doesn't make it real. All right. So I'm going to read that prompt so that I'm not influencing your initial interpretation of what the 7 of Cups means to you. In this placement, again, it's what you're in resistance to or in denial of. The 7 of Cups reversed. You may be chasing an unattainable fantasy. It's time to face reality. Ground yourself in the real world and focus on the goals and intentions that will get you where you need to be. Alternatively, the smoke may be finally clearing and you could be seeing things for what they are. Pay close attention. And the upright is pay attention to your imagination in both the real world and in your dreams. Take action to ensure that your dreams become reality. Don't sit idle and expect things to manifest on their own. Evaluate options closely and wisely before making decisions to ensure the best outcome. 7 of Cups. So what does that mean to you? Welcome to our circle, Namira. So, did you also get the 7 of Cups glitter and grimoires? So, this card to me usually comes up as more like there's so many options, it's hard to decide what to go with, what's the right option, and even to the point of what is real and what is a fantasy. Like, what is a stretch, you know? And when I do this every time I draw this card, when I say you need to get grounded in the real world in order to make these decisions, when I say the real world, what are you thinking I'm talking about? Are you thinking that I'm talking about your 9 to 5 and making sure that you have a retirement plan and do you think it's I'm talking about that? You need to get grounded in the real world. Or do you think that I'm talking about your relationship with magic and your relationship with your life? And that's the problem, right? Is that a lot of us don't know the difference between what we've been conditioned socially to accept as reality and what is actually real. Because your beliefs create your reality. And you think that reality's fixed. It's not. And that's the problem right there. So you're overwhelmed by choice because you're thinking that this unattainable fantasy that you've been fed your whole life to keep you obedient and to keep you engaged in a system that benefits from your subjugation, you have been forced to believe that that's what is real. And so it's confusing. You're like, well, what do I do? Mhm. So when you're choosing where to invest your laser focus, because you could invest your laser focus in putting in extra hours at work so that you can please your boss, so that you can get that promotion, or you can put in your laser beam focus into that entrepreneurial venture that you've been thinking about. What benefits you most? Right? Think about what is the most exciting for you. Sometimes what's the scariest thing? Because we've been taught to fear the things that are on the path to our liberation. So usually the scariest thing is actually the way out. There we have it. So you gotta decide what reality you want to exist in and to make your decisions from. And then, like, put that laser focus, that hyper fixation onto the thing that is the most exciting for you, right? If in order to put that laser focus on something, if that means that you got to tidy up some projects, some loose ends real quick, tidy up the loose ends real quick. Do it. Get it done so that you can set yourself up for that in a healthy way. If you're going into a point of like hyperfixation, remember that rest and recovery the day after isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. That's a part of maintaining our system. By system, I mean your mind, body, and spirit. All right. That's our reading for the day. If you are into it, in an hour and a half, We're going to be recording our live podcast called Wisdom in the Weave. I'll be joined by the other unbound witches of Bright and Dark who are experts in the system of a neurodivergent witch and how we can begin to repair our relationship with that so that we can start working together. Right. So, this is a place for you to be able to come and ask your questions about your lived experience, your magical practice, your giftings, and get a lot of different like feedback, a lot of different perspectives, not just a singular perspective of what is going on. Okay. So come back in an hour and a half and we will hang out. If you want a notification or a link to the live recording of Wisdom in the Weave, you're going to want to go into our community app space at community.brightandark.org and you'll be able to get that. Okay. Let's close out this working. Put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right. See you in an hour and a half. And until then, if you can't be good at it. Bye.